Hi, this is Bob from W126parts.com, and I'm probably going to have to do this in 2 different parts, maybe even 3, because there's a lot involved here. But we're going to start out with all the different antennas here. These are antennas that were used on a W126. The original ones, which are from 80 to about 83, I believe, are going to be this type right here. They have a metal back, they have a plastic front, and they have this type of connector to it. Everything after that is going to have either a 3-pin connector, such as this, or a 5-pin connector, such as this. The mechanicals on the inside are exactly the same with both of them. The difference being is a 3-pin will automatically go up and down when you turn your radio off, and it goes to the highest level each time, whereas the 5-pin are the ones where you have that small switch up on your dash that you can make the antenna go halfway up or all the way up or stay down. The reason they did that is because of the radio. If you were in the city and you had it all the way up, you would catch too many stations where the stations would be talking over each other. So you'd only have your antenna at half mast. And then when you went out to the country or you needed to draw in stations that were farther away, you would turn your antenna mast all the way up. That still means that when you turn your radio on or turn your radio off, the antenna still does come all the way down. Just sometimes it'll go halfway up, sometimes it'll go fully up. So this was the original style. Then they went from this, they went to the 3-pin or the 5-pin. After that, they had a few of them that had this type. Now this type is a replacement type. It's made by Hirschman, and this was a 126 part number, but I've seen these mostly as replacements. So if something goes wrong with one of the 3 or the 5-pin styles, you get this, which is always a 3-pin style. The switch on the dash just no longer works. I've also seen a couple of these that I've gotten off of cars. They're 3-pin on the top, but I think that the reason that they're set up differently is these are people that had a cellular phone in their car, or possibly a CB. But I've seen quite a few of these also. Now, the easiest way to kind of figure out where you're at with all this is to test your antenna. And the antennas are very easy to test. You'll see with all of the pins, they're numbered. Doesn't matter if they're 3-pin or 5-pin, they've got little numbers next to it. And so what I usually do as a first step, just to see if it's at all working or not, is I get my jump box, which I cannot recommend these enough. This is an easy way to test things out. I've got my 2 leads, and to make the antenna go up, we're always going to be number 6 for the ground. And then to make it go up, we have to actually touch 2 different leads. We have to touch number 1. If you touch just one of number 1, that brings it back down. So these 2 will make it go up. The 1 will make it come back down. So that's an easy way to test to kind of see where you're going to be at. I have found 2 major reasons that these antennas break. The first is if the antenna mast is bent at all, it causes the teeth to either get chewed up, or it causes it to break. Now, I usually do not recommend URO parts. However, when it comes to antennas, URO parts work just as good as everything else. At the end of this brand new antenna, if you'll notice, you'll see that it is notched, and then it ends, and it's got like a small triangle shaped piece, so it's easy to feed in. Try it again. Okay. Now, you're gonna pull your antenna up and it's gonna look pretty good. But when you get to the end of it, it's not going to have that. It will just be broken off. And they always seem to break off in the same spot. Whereas you can see that as opposed to the one that is nubbed off so it'll fit in there easy. These are just chopped. You can't use this again, because what will happen is you'll put it in, you'll get it all hooked up, it'll go up, and then this will come out and it won't be able to pull it back down. The other piece that seems to go bad all the time is there's a very small roller. the roller is located right here in the wheel. So it'd be right here, and it pushes up against the, here's the rollers. And these rollers have these small grooves in it, and it pushes up against the notched part of the antenna to push it up or down. What happens is if your antenna gets stuck and it keeps on going, it creates a flat spot. Can you see that? Mm-hmm. And if you have a flat spot like that, no matter what you do, your antenna's not going to work with this. I find that these go bad all the time. Luckily they do. There's a gentleman who makes a replacement for it. It's a cross-hatch design, so it works a lot better. I could suggest it. I do have a lot. I also sell them if you want to acquire some of those. But that's going to be located inside of this. But between the antenna mast itself and that small sprocket piece, those are the two I usually see that go wrong on these antenna. What we're going to do next time is we're going to start breaking down how to take one of these apart to all its different pieces, what each piece does, so you can get yours working correctly. So again, thank you very much. I hope this was somewhat helpful, at least let you know what's out there. Just so you know, I do understand that Hirschman made a whole bunch of other antenna. All of these I don't work on. They were, I believe, made as a cost, a cheap way of trying to keep the market. These things are really bad. I would not recommend trying to rebuild any of these. And also I found that there's quite a few of these made in China that were put out for a while, that people also put on. Again, they're not worth taking apart. There's nothing you can fix on them. They're like a one use until they break type idea. So really rebuilding these are going to be your best bet. The only one I'm not going to show you how to rebuild is the original one. The original one is much more complicated inside. It also takes a different style of antenna. It doesn't have notches on it. The style of antenna is just a smooth rod. A smooth rod on that, which of course I can't find now, but it's a smooth rod on that fits into the grooves on this. But this is not one that I fix. So with all that being said, I will make another video shortly to show you how you can take these apart to fix what you can on them. Again, this is Bob from W126parts.com. Thank you for watching, and thank my wife for letting me use her kitchen floor for this. It just had too much stuff to try to put on a table. So have a great week. Thanks. Bye.